Tell me about you.
Me? Well, I go to the U, and I like it, and I'm pretty free-spirited person, like pretty understanding person. I am, for me, like going to college is like a big thing because when I was little, I used to think in the future, far in the future, I'd look and I'd be like, I'm not going to be one of those people. Like, when you're a little kid and you're just like, oh, well, yeah, those are smart people. Those are rocket scientists, So I always thought like I was going to live one of those like normal, I guess. Well, maybe not normal, but low income lives. So now that I'm going to U, I just think about it and I'm like, wow, I'm so happy I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it just changed over time. Like, I started to realize that I was actually smart.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
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 So I'm happy to go to U.
You can be that rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What role does education play in your life?
Well, for me, it's just about being a part of the learning process, I guess, because I really enjoy learning and I really enjoy like coming to school and like figuring things out, like the whole process of like you have to plan for something. Like if I wasn't going to here to the U learning and coming to school, I wouldn't, what would I be doing, It's like just staying at home and watching TV and working every day. And I kind of like don't like that idea. So school is like the only option for me that would make me happy, because if I had just stayed and didn't go to college, I would be doing things that I wouldn't want to do. And my future didn't look too happy if I hadn't, like, it's just not that many options. Just like everything's open to me right now and I can do whatever I want, go to school, learn whatever I want. And it's not that big of a drastic change from my lifestyle from when I was in high school. I'm going to school every day, and I like it. So, like, learning is just a big part of just starting to get to the next level of being an adult, I guess. It's like the midsection. I'm not ready just to go work. I want to stay like in the learning process still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, tell me about why you decided to attend college.
Why I decided?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, just because I've seen people around me and they say, oh, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go to college for sure. And I ask people and like everyone would tell me they were going to go to college except maybe like one person. And they'd just be like, I'm just going to, just be like middle wage, go like do that. And I think they were joking or something. And sometimes they were serious. But me, I want to come to college because there's things I want to learn, and there's things that I know that I wouldn't be able to learn by myself. And without like coming to college, I wouldn't be able to start to learn about, go into the world and do the things I want to do. That's like more of it. Like I have interests in certain things and there's things I want to do. Like I want to travel and I want to meet new people around the world, and if I didn't go to college, the likelihood of that happening is like zero. Like not if you ask, the average person hasn't done that.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, that you ask them, they've just been in Utah their whole lives. And I don't know, that's just, if I don't get an education, I'm not going to know what to do with myself. I'm
Yeah.
just going to be kind of floating around. And then by learning all the stuff I need to know, I'll be able to do whatever I want to do. And that's pretty important. And also, like, you know, the thought of, like, living it forever. If you could live forever, you know, since I can't. And I think first, like, if I could live forever, I'd be able to know everything. And then you think, well, you can't, so you need to do what you can right now.
Yeah.
You know? So going to college is like the best way to get all the knowledge I need, you know?
Yeah.
So I like that.
So what are your goals, educational, personal, and career?
Career. I think my goal for a career is finding something that I can be inspired to do, like, every day. Like, every day I could find something that I would just be like, maybe you could say obsessed over, or just like wanting to do every day. And mostly I think I'm going towards being just with people and helping people. So just right now, since I'm undecided, I'm just taking classes that kind of have that about them, like learning people's, like, social behavioral college classes, you know, learning about people and how they act, in anthropology, like different cultures and how they act. And then I'm hoping that I can get something out of that, like a major, and then a career. It's just letting it evolve, take its own shape somehow.
Yeah. It'll happen.
Yeah.
So what kinds of things do you expect to learn here at the U?
I don't know. I don't really expect, like, I don't have, like, expectations. Like, I just know that it was a good step to take. So, like, you know, like, I was like, I know all I expected is that it would help me get to a place where I could have a job and an education and be able to support myself in the future. And I know that, like, I felt like the U was just my first step to that. So I guess I expect that out of the U. So so that it can get me to that place. Like, but and that's basically it. I didn't think, like, a lot of people say that they think college is going to be like a big party or something. I don't know. I didn't expect much like that.
So do you think that having a college education will change your life?
Yes, I do. I do for sure. I think about this a lot, like, you know, the butterfly effect or something. If I hadn't come to college right now and I see all these people around me, like, they're working at McDonald's and they're so much older than me, and there's, like, maybe they did go to college, but then again, like, it's about, like, starting now, I think, and if you just keep going. And, like, I think about, like, if I got kicked out or something, if I just couldn't afford it anymore, but I could still come back later, like, still come back. And I don't think people think about that. Like, they think, oh, well, once you're in, you have to stay, or you have to keep your classes, like, keep a large amount of classes. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just think that if one decision just to stay out of school for 1 year could change like everything in your life, because if you stayed out of school for that year, you decide to work at this job, you meet this person, you decide never go to college because you get married and have kids, and then going to the school, you're like focusing on schoolwork, and you might meet someone, but they're getting an education also, and they want to do this and that, and they like, you guys kind of have more of a, you'll have more like of a relationship with people who want education in their lives and getting a higher education, having a better like life. And then if you're just out in the world with like more people who are doing other things, you're more likely to have that kind of effect on your life. I don't know. It's kind of like that. I don't think I'm explaining myself right.
No, you are explaining yourself.
I'm kind of
I
trying.
get the gist. It's, it's the difference of, someone who actually takes initiative and actually takes the step to move forward and make a good life for themselves versus someone who just chooses to be by the wayside and not try. And, they have these desires and they're like, well, maybe someday, and then they never do. Is that kind of what you're trying to say?
So like you'll never go to college, like even though like you might have gone for a second, then for a little bit you quit and then you never came back. And then so that one choice of just not going for that time would just affect your rest of your life. And then if you had just decided, oh, well, I'm just going to go right now, like the rest of your life would have gone on a different path. Like you would have, like I have my older brother who I remember when I was like, I must have been really young because my brother's 28 and he had just barely gotten out of high school and I'm 18. So he had just barely gone out of high school, and I asked him, I don't even know why, I don't think I knew anything really about college, but I asked him if he was going to go to college because people just talk about that. And he said, I'm going to take a year off. And he's a straight A student, like at that time, he was a straight A student always. And right now, he has no job really, and he's like just going from one place to another, one job to another. And if he had at that time decided just to go to school, he would have gotten scholarships. Obviously, he was really smart and his life would be so different because just for that one change and not going in a year and ended up never going and then actually going and getting your life done. And he sometimes talks about still going back, but it's still a big difference. It affects your life a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. I don't know how often a year break turns into simply a year break. Usually people say that they're going to do that and then it turns into 2 or 3 years or 4 years or 10.
Yeah, with college, it's like, with certain things you can procrastinate, but there's a deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get it done, like, because there's a deadline. But with college, it's like, it's not really a deadline when you can go. So you can procrastinate until the day you die. Like, it can last for a long time. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So has anyone else in your family attended college?
My dad, and then my mom went to a community college, Salt Lake Community College, I think. So, yeah, people have. My grandmother tried. She went later in her life, and she told me, like, she just hated it because everyone was young, and they were just crazy, and she couldn't take it.
Yeah.
And then my dad came here to the University of Utah, and he used to live in California, so he got a scholarship from playing football, I think, pretty sure. And then he came here, and he went to school, and he had it pretty easy. So